Israel. Let me show you what Israel means. What's your last name? Huh? Torres. You too?
Yeah.
Torres. You know about the conquistadors, how they took the land, they took your identity, they took your resources, and now you walking around calling yourself Torres. All these last names that we got, you got Carlos, you got Lopez, you got Gonzalez, then we walk around calling ourselves all these names that God did not give us.
That's right.
So why would you not want to go by what God called you?
Right.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. But what? But Israel. You are the children of Israel.
That's right.
That is your true name according to God. ¿Es tu hijo?
That's my son.
You don't speak Spanish? You speak Spanish? Okay, we back in English. Okay, cool. What's your nationality?
Bring it up.
Okay, you say African American. What you say, big sis? Mixed. Okay. What's your nationality?
Native.
Huh?
Native.
Native what? Native American?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to Isaiah 1 and 3. I want y'all to all look right here. Everybody come step right here real fast.
Bring it up.
What's your name, big bro? Marcus? Mari? Okay, what about you, sis?
Yaya.
Huh?
Yaya.
Yaya, Marcus, or is it Mari? Mari. Mari and Yaya. And what's your name?
Dale.
Dale? And what's your name? Ramon. Ramon. Where y'all name at on this sign? When you look at the terms and the names that you go by, where is it at down here? Just look on the right side first. Where would your name fall at? Because you said African American, right? So you American black. Would you agree? What's your father? What's your dad race? What's his ethnicity?
White and black.
White and black. Is your dad white or black? Which one?
Both.
He both? Okay, we gonna get that. What about you, Ramon? You said you Aztec?
Yes.
Aztec, so where you see the Aztec Indians? So-called Mexicanos. It's at the bottom, right? Okay, so look, listen to the Bible real fast. Read. The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel. But who? But Israel. Yaya, your true name according to God. Mari, your name according to God. Ramon, Dale, it said, but who? But Israel. But the Native American. But Israel. But the African American. But Israel. What's the name that you just heard? Israel. So if you're a child of God, let me see, who all a child of God? Raise your hand. You would say you're a child of God. Don't those children have a name? Don't you think about it? Was you born and your daddy and your mama didn't give you a name? You just walked around and said, that's my child? Or did you get the name, maybe Yaya, Mari, Ramon, Dale? It said an ox and an ass, what? Knoweth his owner. So who is your God? Is your God the one that's over here? Which one is the God of Israel?
Bring it up.
That's the question.
Bring it up. The one to the left?
The one to the left, what color is he?
Black.
Black.
That's right.
Jesus Christ, the black Messiah. That is the God of the so-called black African Americans, the so-called Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Aztec Indians, Taino Indians. The one true living God is the God of Israel. But you forgot.
That's right.
You didn't remember. But look what's going to happen in these last days. Finish this off. But Israel, do not forget that name. Read. Does not know. Does what? Does not know. Why don't we know? You know how we know in the Bible how we wouldn't know who we are today? Because we go by the same names that man over there did.
Right.
This is when we got these names right here. When you see what happened to us, who know what time period this is? Because you know about critical race theory, CRT. They taking this out of schools so you don't know how to connect the dots.
That's right. Bring it up.
This is another way of how you wouldn't know who you are. So Ramon, what time period was this going on in? During what, Dale? Slavery. Yaya, do you agree with what Dale said? So what happened during slavery? What's some things that happened?
This is Donisha right here.
Okay, Donisha, what time period is this right here? Is black people on slave ships right now? Huh? Black people on slave ships right now? What you say, Yaya? Okay, what you think, Ramon? Are the so-called Taino Indians and Aztecs still getting treated by the conquistadors like that right now?
Get out!
Yes, they are.
No.
You want to know how? Deuteronomy 28, verse
Bring it
15.
up.
Come on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So the Bible says it's going to happen. Yaya, Mari, don't get distracted by nothing else. It's going to look the same. It's going to be the same stuff going on. Ramon, stay with me. It said, but it shall come to pass
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now, Ramon, Dale, what do it mean to hearken? Hearken is like the root word of hearken is hear. So what do it mean to hear? To listen. Okay, Dale, you with me? You might be the only one here. And then you gonna make that so bad. Tu padre. And you gonna make sure he catch up. Yaya, Mari, I want y'all to stay with me. It said to hearken
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God. To observe, to do all his commandments.
to do what?
All his commandments.
Let's check and see if Mari paying attention. Mari, the Bible said something gonna happen if we don't hearken and do all of God what?
Okay, you with me. Commandments, read. And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses.
So the Bible said all these curses, Mari, is a curse good or bad?
Teach.
It's bad. What you think, y'all? Curse good or bad? It's bad. What about you, Ramon? Y tu dale? Bad. So everybody know, to make it plain for you, God said if we don't do his what, Mari? His commandments, that all these what things was gonna happen to us. What kind of thing? You got it, y'all. Huh? Curses. Bad things. Are these good things? Are these good things? So the Bible telling you that the Israelites will have to go through bad things for not listening to God what? His commandments. So now we gonna know who the most hard-headed people that get in the most trouble in anywhere in the damn country, who got the highest crime rates, do the most stealing, the most killing. Who are the people that are going through bad things more than anybody else on the planet?
Bring it up. Teach.
Who the ones that's getting deported, getting stuck on reservations, that get walls built up to block them out of land that they used to own? Who the ones that's sitting there that's suffering from gang violence, poor education? When you went as a kid, they like, oh, Mari, you so cute. Now you 15, about to be 16, 14, turning 21. Now they look at you like you dangerous.
Right. That's right.
Now they tip you a typical black man. Oh, that nigga over there. Who the ones get called Negroes and Spics?
Right. That's
God
right.
said curses will happen to who? Remember, you said you would not know. What was the name God said? It's right here. Big old black letters right here. What is it, Mari? Mari, I need you to speak with some power.
That's right.
You can't say this name like Israel. Israel. Let me show you what Israel means. Genesis 32:28. Then we go jump right back to the
Bring it
curses.
up.
Ramon, what's your last name? Huh? Torres. You too? Yeah. Torres. You know about the conquistadors, how they took the land, they took your identity, they took your resources, and now you walking around calling yourself Torres, while the so-called blacks walking around calling ourselves Jackson, Mississippi, what's that in Mississippi? The Jenkins.
Bring it up.
All these last names that we got. You got Carlos, you got Lopez, you got Gonzalez. Then we walk around calling ourselves all these names that God did not give us.
That's right.
So why would you not want to go by what God called you?
Right.
Listen to this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. But what? But Israel.
What's the name Maury should not ever forget in his life?
But Israel.
What's Ramon and Dale and Yaya's name?
But Israel.
You are the children of Israel.
That's right.
That is your true name according to God. But we just read how Isaiah said, but the Israel, they won't even know. You didn't even finish it out. It said, my people won't even consider. You won't even think about how you walking around calling yourself black. That's the color of your shirt and Yaya's shirt. You want to think about how you calling yourself Hispanic. Hispanic means property of Spain. Why are we going by the same names that the people that despise us, that put those that God used to make bad things happen to us? Why would you go by that name? Think about this. If somebody hates you, Yaya, and what do black people call other black people when black women get into it, they get mad at each other. Look, she's smiling, she's listening now. Now it's getting interesting. Israel love drama. When black women get mad at other black women, what's some of the words that start getting used? Cuss words, right? Guess what? That's the same thing as Puerto Rican. That's the same thing as calling yourself black. That's the same thing as calling yourself a real nigga, street nigga, hood nigga, a Chicano, a Pisces. All these names that we go by, you can't find them in this book.
Right.
So why not go by God? What's wrong with going by what God called you? Because he said Israel is what?
For as a prince has thou power with God.
Do you feel like us as a people got power today? What power do we got? Do we got power to stop walls from being built up, set up by Trump? Do you got power to knock it down? The only power they got is to climb over it, dig underneath it. We find a way around it. With black people, do we got power? Y'all heard about Devontae Mitchell? Probably not. Y'all heard of George Floyd? Y'all heard of Philando Castile? Y'all heard of Jacob Blake? Y'all heard of what's the other one? What's his name? Not Sandra Bland. Michael Brown. What? Do we have power to hold the people that did this to us guilty?
Bring it up.
Huh? Do we got power to stop them from doing that? Why not? Because God said we didn't hearken to his what? To his what, Mari? To his commandments.
Yes, sir.
It's that simple. So reason why we lost the power and we don't have it no more is because we constantly want to be disobedient. But now in order for, look what God said if we did, listen, go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 16, read this. This is one of the bad things that's going to happen to Israelites. I want verse 32 actually.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters.
So it said your sons and your daughters
shall be given unto another people.
Was there a such thing as Indian slaves? Ramon? You said no. Hey, give me the black Indians pelican. I kind of already figured you were going to say it. What about you? What happened when we was in slavery on auction blocks? What happened when they was selling us and saying $1,200 to $1,250 for what? What's this say, Mari? Come get close. Read this for me. Yeah, help them out. Yeah, she nudged you, bro. What's this say right here? So who the ones that had sons and daughters that was what?
Given unto another people.
I think it's page 31 or 27. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
My brother with the boxing shirt on. What's your nationality? What's your race?
I'm Mexican.
You Mexican? Where that name come from?
Mexico.
Mexico? So Mexico.
The Spaniards.
The Spaniards. Conquistadores. So did God give you the name Mexican? So what does God call you?
Bring it up.
You don't know. Do you want to know? Huh? Do you want to know what God called you?
Wake them up.
When you walk away from here, are you going to identify by what God called you or what the Spaniards call you? Ramon, don't try to sneak away. I see you. You ain't slick. I see you, man. 1 second right here. This your brother right here. I'm going to let you leave if you answer this question. What's your nationality? Aztec. Are we Aztec Indians? Listen to what God said. Read. Yeah, read on 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
So guess what? What is might, Mari? What's might, Ramon? What is that? It's no power. When we went into slavery on slave ships and they tore our families apart and they scattered us and sent us to South America, Central America, Cuba, Santo Domingo, Barbados, they sent us all throughout the four corners of the earth. God said your sons and daughters will be stripped from you and you will have no might and no power in your hand to do anything about it. Now, I'm going to ask you this, Ramon. Them your kids, right? If somebody snatched your children from your hand, would you do something about it? You would, right? What would you do?
Try to get him.
Huh?
Get him. Yeah, try to get him.
You would what?
Yeah, try to get him.
You would try to get him, right? But God said during this time, the Israelites would have no power. You would have no power in your hand to get back.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example.